The Amber Project is a church army project based in Cardiff city centre. We work with young people aged 14 to 25 with experience of self-harm or who are struggling with their emotional well-being. The young people from the project felt it would be important to take the opportunity to make this film for frontline workers. They hope that it will help to develop their understanding of issues around self-harm from the perspective of a young person. Although the story you're about to see is fictional, the things that happen are based on the real experiences of the young people from the group.
Hello, Sarah. Sarah Jones.
Yeah.
If you'd like to come through to triage, please. Okay, Sarah, so why are you here today?
It's this cut on my arm.
Okay, let's have a little look there. Oh yeah, it looks like you probably need some stitches there, Sarah. Just give you one of these a second. If you wouldn't mind just popping this on your nose then, okay? Put some pressure on there. Okay, so how did this happen?
I actually did it to myself.
Okay, so why would you do that?
I don't know, just I've been having a really hard time and it helps.
I'm not sure if that would be the most helpful thing. I know there's, there are a lot of other things that could be quite helpful. You probably would need to have stitches, as I say, and probably have to see the crisis team, and there is a bit of a wait at the moment.
Okay. How long is the wait going to be?
I can't say, Sarah. There's some real emergencies at the moment. So I couldn't say how long that would be. So if you wouldn't mind just taking another seat back in the waiting room.
Okay.
Carrie Ann, please. Hayley Lewis, please. John Smith.
Sarah Jones?
Yeah.
Hi Sarah, can you come with me? Just this way. Okay Sarah, so my name's Catherine and I'm with the crisis team. So can you just tell me a little bit about what's going on for you today?
Hey Harry, what are you doing there?
Oh, just creating that fake profile of Sarah.
Wait, what? That's a brutal first message.
Do I look like I care?
Do you remember what you did for us last year? All the homeworks you helped us with?
What do you mean? You were all for this last night?
But I actually thought you were joking.
Yeah, well, what's the point of making this profile if we're just going to be nice to her?
Well, that's a step too far.
Oh, and it's posted! Since when were you such a crybaby?
Do you realise this is cyberbullying? We can get told off. If she goes to the police...
Yeah, well, she deserves it. She's always getting good grades. No one even likes her. She's such a swot.
Well, if you're doing that, I want nothing to do with you. I'm off.
Whatever. Just don't grass on me, yeah? R.I.P. Sarah.
Oh, hey Sarah. How are you?
Oh, hi. Have you seen this?
No. What's that?
Somebody's posting stuff about me.
That looks horrible. Do you know who it could be?
No, they're using a fake account or something.
Have you told someone?
No, I don't really want to bother anyone,
You know I'm here if you need me, okay? I've got to go to lecture, but I'll be around.
Oh, okay.
I'll see you around later.
vast majority of you who have done this piece of work that you would have handed to me at the beginning of this week, the examination and an explanation of this piece of work, very competent. A few of you showboated and went above and beyond the scope of what I asked you and told me what you think about the phenomena. None of you are smart enough to tell me what you think. You're just making life difficult for yourselves, and I'm going to have to ignore it because it's outside the grading criteria. Now, speaking of the minority who haven't done the work, Sarah, is there something pressing happening that you need to be on your phone, an important phone call perhaps? Now, that certainly would be a pressing business. Please see me after class. Now, this piece of work, I expect you to compare and contrast these two authors and their theories on this subject matter. I expect that in on my desk Monday morning. Do I make myself clear? Any questions?
No, sir.
All right. You are dismissed. Get on with that work. Now, Sarah, not only are you tardy with your work, you are disrupting my lessons.
Look, I did ask you for an extension.
I did see that extension, that note on my desk, but I can't just hand them out like sweets. I hope you understand.
You gave Laura one.
Laura had extenuating circumstances and a doctor's note to back that all up.
Look, I'm really struggling at the moment.
I've noticed you've been very distracted, and your quality of work, when you do hand it in, of course, has been dropping sharply. You're going to have a serious think about whether you belong on this course. Now, I'm going to be gracious, and I'm going to give you an opportunity to hand in that outstanding piece of work. And if you buck up your ideas and apply yourself more, because you're clever, you can get through this course. I'll make myself clear.
Yeah.
All right, so toddle off and get on with that work, okay?
Oh, thanks a lot.
I got as quick as I could.
I said to you this morning that I needed you to be back on time.
You know I can't just leave, all right? I left as soon as I could.
I know, but I'm going to be late.
I just couldn't get out.
Yeah, but I told you. What happens if I lose this job?
I got here as quick as I could. If you go now, you're still going to
Yeah,
time.
I'm going to. Did you sort out the council tax?
I didn't have a chance, I didn't get a lunch break.
So I'm going to have to do that as well?
Yeah.
Right, can you just make sure Sarah eats something? She's gone straight upstairs again, okay?
Of course, I'll call her down.
Right, I've got to go.
Bye. Sarah! Sarah, can you please come down? What's going on with you at the moment? Why are you hiding up in your room? What's the matter?
Look, I was just trying to get away from you and Mum. You were arguing again.
We weren't arguing again, thank you very much. We were just having a discussion, alright? And what's the matter anyway? Your university should be having the time of your life. You've got no bills, got nothing to worry about. What's the matter?
There's just some stuff going on with like kids at uni on Facebook.
Social media? Well, just ignore it. Switch it off. You don't need to look at it. Just come down here. Maybe if you helped out for a change, you wouldn't be so stressed out.
Look, you're right. It's stupid. I'll come now.
Great. Right, we'll have some food. Everything will be alright.
Have you texted Sarah to say that we're coming?
No, because she's always busy these days. She doesn't want to see anybody. I'm really worried about her.
Yeah, and our Facebook stuff is really bad. And she's falling behind work.
Should we see if she's alright?
Yeah.
Oh, hey. I didn't know you guys were going to come around.
We just wanted to drop by and see how you're doing with that essay.
Oh, well, now's not really a good time.
Come on, Sarah. We're really worried about you. We promise we won't stay long.
Okay, fine. Come in.
Have you managed to do that essay? It's really hard.
Yeah, the lecture's giving us such a hard time over it.
Yeah, it's not fair, is it, guys?
I haven't actually. I don't think I'm going to do it because I don't think I'm going to stay on the course anyway.
But Sarah, you're amazing. You're such a hard worker. And, you know, he's always hard on everyone. Don't let that lecture get you down.
You've worked so hard. Let us help you.
I don't know.
What about any other support, like your parents?
No, they're way too busy at the moment.
Well, we're always here for you. And, you know, I had a really hard time last year. And it really does help to talk about things. And you guys are always here for me.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, we're always here. You know you've always got us. If you need anything, just give us a call or something.
Does anybody want to watch on Netflix, a comedy movie?
You could take our mind off things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What can I do for you today, Sarah?
I've just been feeling really low lately, and it's like everything is really difficult, and I don't really know what to do.
So, what are you doing? Are you at college or are you working?
I'm at uni, but I'm actually getting really behind on my work, and my tutor said if I don't get a doctor's note, then I probably won't be able to carry on with the course.
Well, I can tell you we don't give out notes just like that. Obviously, a lot of people find the adjustment to university life very difficult and stressful. Here, I have some leaflets here about healthy ways of managing stress, and there are also some phone numbers on there if you'd like to speak to someone.
Okay. Is there anything else you can do?
What is it you'd like me to do, Sarah?
I don't know.
Well, we do have a counselling service here, but there's a 6 to 8 month list, I think. No, have a look at those leaflets, because pressures and stress are part of everyday adult life, and if things don't improve, you can come back for another appointment.
Okay. Thanks.
Oh, Sarah, I believe you have something for me.
Yeah.
See, it's not so hard when you put the graft in. Although, this isn't quite the way I like it. There isn't the task front cover sheet, and looking through, I can see some issues with referencing and grammar. I'm afraid you're going to have to redo this. So save me marking it and giving it back to you and having that on the record. You go away and you cross those I's and dot those T's.
I just can't deal with this right now.
Now, obviously, Sarah, I can see you're currently experiencing a lot of stress with university life, and that's quite normal, you know. Being a student is a huge step. Now, when I was doing my degree, I had 2 small children, and I was juggling studying and childcare. Can you imagine how stressful that was? But what I used to find was really helpful was perhaps a nice walk outside in the fresh air. Then when I got home, a nice relaxing soak in the bath, some bubble bath, some candles perhaps, very relaxing. Now, what about the self-harm? Has this happened before?
Yeah. It's just, like, I don't really have any choice about it. It's just, I need to do something to feel better.
Now, Sarah, that really isn't helpful. Do your parents know about this? Can you imagine how sad and disappointed they'd be in you? Look at you. Your hair's beautiful. You've done your makeup. You've made a real effort. And that has to be a good sign, doesn't it?
I guess. I don't know.
So I'm going to give you some leaflets about coping with stress, Sarah. There's some very helpful helplines in there. And then I really don't think there's any more I can do for you today. Is someone able to pick you up?
Yeah, I can ask my mum to come and get me.
Excellent. Give your mum a ring. Get her to take you straight home. Have a nice early night, a good night's sleep, and I'm sure things will seem much better in the morning.
Okay.
Sarah, there you are. Come on, I've had to stop outside. There's no parking spaces. I can't keep leaving work like this.
Don't worry, I won't be asking for help here again.
Right, come on.
Could things be better for Sarah? We feel strongly that things could and should be better for Sarah and other young people accessing mental health support. How could things be better? The young people feel that small things can make a big difference. The way we speak to someone, how well we listen, empathy, honesty and kindness, these are changes that we can all make as individuals. We have recreated scenes from Sarah's story to highlight some small changes that can be made when offering support to a young person with mental health difficulties. Although they may seem very subtle, they can have a profound effect. Sarah's story began in A&E.
Hello, Sarah. Sarah Jones. Yeah. If you'd like to come through to triage, please. Okay, Sarah, so why are you here today?
It's this cut on my arm.
Okay, let's have a little look there. Oh yeah, it looks like you probably need some stitches there, Sarah. I'll just give you one of these a second. If you wouldn't mind just popping this on the nose then, okay? Put some pressure on there. Okay, so how did this happen?
I actually did it to myself.
Okay, has this happened before?
Yeah.
Okay, have you been having a bit of a difficult time at the moment?
Yeah, things have just been really hard.
Okay, sometimes it would be really helpful to kind of talk to somebody about how you're feeling and what's going on. Would you like to talk to somebody, sir?
I don't know.
Okay, as I say, you probably will need some stitches in there. You probably have to wait for the crisis team as well, they'll need to see you. But in the meantime, we do have somebody here that you can talk to if you need to. There is a bit of a wait at the moment, I'm afraid, so I do apologise, but somebody will see you as soon as they can. If you do need to see anybody in the meantime, either come to see me or another member of staff.
Okay. How long is the wait going to be?
I can't say how long the wait's going to be, but you know, if you do need to talk to somebody in the meantime, either come and see myself or another member of staff, and they'll be as quick as they can.
Okay.
Okay, so if you wouldn't mind taking a seat back in the waiting room.
What differences does this scenario illustrate? The importance of a non-judgmental attitude. Treating the young person with respect, kindness and understanding. Empathise. Try to see the broader picture. Why has the young person self-harmed? What is going on in their life?
So Sarah, I've noticed there are some issues that have arisen. Would you like to tell me anything? Talk to me about anything?
Yeah, I've been having a really hard time lately, and it's the kids in class and stuff.
I've noticed. I would recommend that you take a visit down to a student services and getting advice there. Although I can tell you right now, that sort of filth that you're receiving, that abuse, that does count as malicious communications. And if those issues that you have on your phone persist, I would have a serious think about going towards the police. Now, that piece of work that is outstanding, I can't give you an extension right now, but if you give me a doctor's note, I can give you extensions and be more lenient with when you hand in your work in the future. So, do that piece of work, have that in to me tomorrow morning. If you have any more issues, I have an open door policy, so you can pop in and have a chat with me whenever.
Thanks.
Take care.
What differences does this scenario illustrate? Don't avoid the issue. If you do not feel you have the skills to support someone with mental health issues, that's okay. However, it is still important to acknowledge that they may need support and to help them access it. See the whole person. Remember, there may be things going on in the young person's life that you don't know about. Pressure and stress. If a young person is struggling, adding more pressure may be the last straw.
What can I do today for you, Sarah?
I've just been feeling really low lately, and I'm finding everything really difficult, and I don't know what to do.
So what are you doing? Are you working or at your college?
I'm at uni. I'm actually getting really behind on my work, and my tutor said that if I don't get a doctor's note, then I'm not going to be able to carry on with the course.
Let's come back to the note and tell me what's going on and how you're feeling. You talked about feeling low.
Yeah, it just kind of feels like everything's going wrong, and I don't know how to deal with it.
Okay, I can see that you're struggling, and I'd like to take a bit more time over this. I would like to make a double-length appointment so we've got more time to explore what's going on. How does that sound to you?
Yeah. What about the note?
Unfortunately, I can't give you a note based just on this one appointment, but I can suggest that you access student services where you'll get some support for this kind of situation. We do have a counselling service here, but there's a bit of a wait, but people who access it find it really helpful. And I've got some leaflets here about it, so have a think about whether you'd like to go on the list. But you've done the right thing coming here today, and I'll make arrangements to see you on Thursday.
Okay, yeah, thank you.
What differences does this scenario illustrate? Really listen. Take some time, make an additional appointment. Reassure the young person that they have done the right thing by making an appointment.
Sounds like you're having a really difficult time at the moment, Sarah. How long have you been feeling like this?
It's been a few months now. It just feels like it's getting worse.
And the self-harm, have you done that before?
Yeah. It's just like I don't really have any choice about it. It's just I need to do something to feel better.
It can take a lot of courage to ask for help, Sarah, and I'm really sorry that your lecturer wasn't more understanding and sympathetic. But let's see what support we can get put into place for you today. Is there anyone you can talk to? What about your parents?
No, they're way too stressed and busy.
Well, I think perhaps your next step, the best way forward, is just to go back to your GP, have a chat with them, but do make sure that they put your name on that counselling waiting list. Lots of people find counselling very helpful. And there are some local groups too, Sarah. I'm going to give you some leaflets. There's some contact numbers in there that you might find useful.
I can't really speak to people on the phone. I get really anxious.
That isn't a problem. You'd be surprised how many people do feel like that. There are also some online services which use messaging. Do you feel safe going home, Sarah? Have you got someone who can be with you?
I can ask my friend to come and be with me.
That sounds like a plan. And then first thing tomorrow, Sarah, give your GP a ring, get an appointment. Let's see what support we can get put in place for you.
Okay, thank you.
What differences does this scenario illustrate? Take the time to listen. Don't make assumptions. Every young person is different. Be honest. Be realistic about what you can offer. Don't patronise. Young people don't need to be talked down to.
Sarah, there you are. Come on, I've had to stop outside. There's no parking spaces. I can't keep leaving work like this.
I know it's inconvenient for you, but I really needed help, and they were good here. I'm glad I came.
Yeah, okay. I'm pleased you've got help as well, and I know things haven't been great at home, but let's get you home. Come on.
When I was younger, I remember the first time I had a mental breakdown. It was the most horrible feeling in the world. I felt like depression had taken over everything, and there was no more happiness in the world. I asked for help, but no one would give it to me. I went to the GP, and all the doctor could give me was advice through leaflets. I tried going to college. I tried applying for university, but the stress that came from doing both really got to me. Many people suffer in different ways, and we should take time to reflect on how we see people, not just when they're at their crisis moments and they desperately need our help, but when we notice that someone is not feeling too good about themselves. That is when we need to act. We need to ask people if they're okay. Just asking them that one simple question can make a huge difference in someone's life.
The first place I went for support with my mental health was my GP. The GP prescribed medication for anxiety and depression, but they made me feel worse. The Princess Trust refers me to the Amber Project, where I have had counselling, one-to-one support and taken part in the theatre workshops. Through counselling, I have learnt what is and what isn't important to worry about. I have had one-to-one support that has helped me to deal with practical issues such as money and benefits without having to get so stressed. The theatre workshops have helped me to feel part of a group, to make friends and to feel comfortable to be myself.
I think it is important that people recognise and acknowledge what it has taken for someone to open up, to talk about their mental health and their life. When I was 18 and I first went to A&E feeling suicidal, I wasn't taken seriously. I was asked by the crisis team why I was feeling suicidal and explained that I had argued with a friend. They laughed at this. There were many other difficult things going on in my life at this time, but it was hard to tell people. When they reacted like that, it made me close down and feel worse. I have spoken to the crisis team many times since. Every time I am sent away with nothing, it reinforces the feelings I already have that no one cares and I don't matter. Recovery needs to be a partnership between the individual and professionals, but in my experience, you are made to feel you aren't trying hard enough and it's up to you to recover without being given any support. I think that when someone goes to A&E, it could be a really good opportunity to help them rather than being seen to be a burden or wasting time. If it was seen as an opportunity to help, that could make a big difference in how people are treated.
The point of this DVD is to highlight the hurdles that a young person may face in order to receive mental health treatment. These hurdles can come in a variety of forms: long waiting lists, lack of resources, and simply not knowing where to go. For a lot of people, the only mental health care that they can receive is via charities offering counselling courses, support groups, like the Amber Project is doing. Something that you have to remember is that sometimes you can't stop somebody from having a breakdown, sometimes you can't stop somebody from having some major issues with mental health, but you can certainly help them afterwards and beforehand, which can make differences. But sometimes you just need to be able to spot when somebody is under stress and becoming overloaded. Personally, I have been suffering with my mental health since I was a young boy, and I've only received any kind of mental health aid in the form of medication and in the form of therapy for one mental health condition that I have, which started plaguing me when I was 15. And the Amber Project has been a steady source of help for several years now, but we really shouldn't be having to rely on charities in order to deliver mental health care to young people.
I spent my childhood seeing counsellors and psychiatrists, but they did not help. I was too afraid to seek help from the doctors, fear of being locked away. When I finally found the courage to go, I was treated poorly. I wasn't taken seriously. I was told about the Amber Project by my home teacher. It was the best choice I've ever made. The counselling and support work has helped me through a lot. Just being able to talk to someone who understands makes a difference.
Is anybody listening? An injury, a cut or burn, to be stitched and dressed, bandaged and sent home. Remember, there's a person too. Look beyond the wound. Is anybody listening?